Welcome back, guys. So today we're going to go out to the range and go through a process of swapping out carry ammunition for training ammunition. Part of doing that is following a process. And I think that's what I really want to drive home with this video is follow a process that can be repeated over and over and over again. It's the same thing every time so that it just becomes habit. Especially in a training environment, we want to follow this process. Every time I bring a student to the line, this is how they can expect to be walked through swapping out their carry ammunition if their firearm is loaded with carry ammunition when they show up to the range, and putting in training ammunition so that we can be safe and follow a repeatable process. Is this the only process you could use to swap out carry ammunition for training ammunition? No. Is this the process I've come up with and I think is safe and repeatable? Yes. If you would like to offer comment on it, that's great. If you have an idea for another video on a different process you'd like me to cover, awesome. I'd welcome those comments. So let's head out to the range and see what this process is. Okay, guys, welcome back. We're out here on the range in beautiful Eagle, Wisconsin at McMillan Shooting Complex, Sports Complex. We're getting ready to shoot some drills. So I thought this would be a great opportunity to kind of run through a process of swapping out our carry ammunition for some training ammunition. I got my training partner here, Brett. He currently has his defensive firearm on him loaded with hollow point ammunition. We want to get that hollow point ammunition out, swap over to FMJ so we're not burning down expensive hollow point ammo. But we need to follow the firearm safety rules as we covered in the past video. So we're going to be very deliberate. We're going to have a process in place, and we're going to use this process every single time we handle the firearm. Once again, building in that subconscious competence through repetition, a safe way to unload, load, holster a firearm so that we're being safe. So Brett, I'm going to give you some commands. We're going to run through them together, and we're going to safely get that hollow point ammunition out of your firearm. So go ahead, safely draw your firearm and orient it towards the target. Finger high and off the trigger guard, high and register on the slide. That's a big deal. We want to keep our finger way out of that trigger guard. Like I said in a previous video, we have this tendency to want to bring it down. We want to be fast to the trigger, but it's very important that we keep it well out of that trigger guard for safety purposes. Go ahead, rotate the firearm inboard, keeping the muzzle pointed downrange, and remove the source of ammunition. As you can see, he has the firearm oriented downrange at the berm, finger high in and register on the ejection port of the firearm. He's removed the source of ammo. Go ahead and stow that somewhere on your body. Now, with vigor and force, I want you to rack the slide multiple times, ejecting that round, letting it fall to the floor. Cycle, cycle, cycle. Slide to the rear. Now, we are going to visually and manually inspect the chamber, the magazine well, and the breech face. Look away. The reason I instruct him to look away is we want to break our visual acuity on the firearm. Sometimes we have this tendency to get sucked in and kind of complacent and not see what we need to see. Sometimes we might not see that live round chambered in there. We might have thought, oh, well, it got ejected. Sometimes that doesn't happen. All right, then we're going to go ahead. We verified that it's unloaded. Now we're going to take our training ammo, go ahead and firmly insert it into the handgun. Now you see the slide went forward when he forcefully jammed that in. So more than likely a round got chambered when he did that. By forcefully inserting the magazine, it caused a reaction with the slide stop, slide release to release the slide and send a round home. So what he's going to now do is give a firm tug on the base pad of that magazine and press check his chamber, keeping the muzzle oriented in a safe direction.
We're going to go ahead and dip that a little bit lower. There we go. Right at the berm. He's verified that there is a round in the chamber, correct? Now we're going to safely reholster. Before you reholster, go ahead and keep that finger high and on register. He's going to turn the grip of the firearm, keeping it pointed down range. Do you notice a theme here? One of the first firearm safety rules, we've treated this firearm during this entire process as if it were loaded. Even when it wasn't loaded and we checked the chamber, we checked the magazine well, we still kept it pointed down range. Now, safely reholster, looking, visually verifying where your holster is, getting anything out of the way. We're going to come in and safely reholster, kicking our hips out because he's appendix carrying, and looking and very carefully, deliberately putting the gun back in the holster. This is, a process that we need to follow the same way every time we come out here and train. There's no rush to get back into the holster. It's let's be safe and deliberate and not shoot ourselves. Follow this process next time you guys get on the range. It's important. There's no race. Let's have a fun time out on the range and be safe. We got more coming up for you guys. Be safe. We'll see you next time.